great. Okay, great. Thanks. So I'm all about getting a return on your marketing investment. I've spent my whole career helping marketing departments and agencies focus on achieving results. And as I said in my intro, that we use collaborative tools to help and techniques to help empower innovators and disruptors to build influence in their space and differentiate themselves from the pack so that they can achieve their goals. And we produce content, or I help you produce content that achieves that. One thing that, just to level set us all, I'm really big on helping you create a content hub where all of the things you produce point back to you, your website, and then have the automation underlying that website, modern marketing automation in your CRM, to manage your audience, much like you would if you had a retail store. You can literally see people come and go from your website today, and you can make offers to them and have them interact with you in real time. So setting that up is really a misunderstood thing, and I've developed and have built a company around helping you get the best results from that. So I'm going to talk about why, who, what, how. But the key to that content hub is that if it's not built on your vision, mission, values, and strategies, and is not tied to what you're trying to accomplish, it's not going to work. And there's a lot of people out there that have created internet presence over the years and sort of bolted on things, or they have the marketing department or the IT department managing it, and it's not directly tied into senior management. And publishing has always been a business to make money. In the past, since Ben Franklin created the model, it's been about selling advertising and sponsorship. But today, we know the value of a lead. What if we valued our content publishing based on each lead that came into our business? So at the end of the year, if you sell a $10,000 product or a $100,000 product and you get 10 leads, you've got $1 million in your pocket. So why would you have your chief engineer or your a marketing assistant write an article where if you're trying to make money, you need to invest in it? And so there's a business case. And I really fell into this over the last 10 years. In 2010, I produced a blog for a company I worked for. And within 10 months, I was asked to testify to Congress. And that got us out to Washington, D.C., and then out to Sandia National Laboratory to have our product evaluated. And then for Kodak, I built Chief Packaging Officer, which at the end of the day increased the transaction price on selling the division by 8 times because we filled the pipeline with 800 leads for $1 million product. So there was a $57 million pipeline that was directly tied to their content hub called Chief Packaging Officer. And I did another one called Untapped for a software company. And we launched with 300 leads because when we came to market, we did a webinar and we advertised the webinar and we hired talent for the webinar. Again, they invested in this and they got their message directly to their audience, and it paid off. Now, both of these sites are still running. The CMO has left the business and they've both gone through an M&A transaction, and the new owner has continued this strategy. Why? Because it works. And at the end of 2019, I published a book about this called The New Content Culture. Next Thursday, I'll be giving it away free on Amazon. So mark that down. In fact, if you attend the Stanford Innovation Week event next Thursday, we'll be announcing it. And I'll put the information for that in the chat after I'm done. But I'd love to have you check out my book. It's $10, and it'll give you an overview of this. And it's really an easy thing, whether you're a small business or a large business, you can do this. It's just a question of scale. So I really work with marketers to help them communicate the value of what they do to their senior management, to tie their marketing to their business goals. And what's really interesting is that content has become a lot more important to companies, as everyone's been hearing about SEO and content. What's happening is that 70% of businesses, according to SEMrush, believe their content efforts were more successful. So they're trying harder and they're seeing results, but they're also finding it a challenge as one of their top challenges to prove the ROI on this. And again, a methodology that such as I have and I offer It will help you do this. And finally, content is coming in-house, right? They're not sending it out to an agency because it's just not financially feasible. But you got to have a way to measure out what you do in-house and what you have an agency or your freelancers do. And the core of what I help you do is focus on the 500 people, the 5,000 people, or the 50,000 people that you need to grow your business this year, not the 4 billion on the internet. Really, really tightly focus your message, and then build a process, which is what our methodology does, to help you move people from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel by putting content at every step of the way, and then planning that out and putting it on a content calendar. So what we do is help you develop an understanding of what's going on first. So we take market research and an SEO assessment, and we really dig in and understand your audience and your competition and how backlinks are traveling around the internet and who's pointing to who in your space and what keywords are driving traffic to your competitors, and what is your current status. And then from all of that information, we build a content strategy that's tied to your outcomes. So the investment that you make is actually tied to the results that you want to achieve. And we've got some modeling tools that are really simple to help you prove to your board or your C-level executives, or if you're the business owner, that you're making an investment and with a confidence that you'll get something back from it. And then we guide you through implementation. We're not an agency, but really we work with you and your team to get this organized. Now we can help you find the resources to get things if you need them. But again, we're really trying to help you do this in-house as much as possible. So our first step is to look at the internal and external content that's around the internet and in your own shop. And we develop a deck with all of your competitors and you so that you see everything in one place. And we look at your SEO from a technical standpoint, from a content standpoint, from the backlinks that are traveling, sending traffic to you and to your competitors. And backlinking is one of the highest ways of getting credibility on Google, because if highly credible sites are sending traffic to your competitors, then they're viewed as credible by Google. And you can create that same for your business as well by having a backlinking program. And then really tying it all to the competitive landscape in your market. And this is our 7-step proprietary methodology. We help you come up with a North Star idea, like the Kodak project that was named Chief Packaging Officer. Packaging people are not in the department that the CEO spends time in. They don't feel respected. So when we came to market with Chief Packaging Officer, it really struck a chord with the audience, and we replaced the word blog on their website. I mean, who cares what a blog is? But once you have your North Star idea, we help you get an editorial strategy. We help you figure out how you're going to promote your content, where you're going to publish it on social media. Do you need to advertise it? How do you advertise what you do? How does it build into your community and events? And I break out community and events because this is also a source of content, not just a place to promote. Marketing automation, I have a SharpSpring partner. We help you tie in your CRM and your marketing automation into your content hub and your website. We train your salespeople to use the content, and then we work with you to have an ROI model. So all of this makes sense from, does this dog hunt? We're going to make money with this. And then we provide resources to help you with thought leadership, webinar and virtual events, and marketing and automation, and guide you throughout the process. And as Malcolm Forbes said, if you don't know what you want to do, it's harder to do it. And so we help you figure out what and how you're going to do it. So thank you very much. How am I doing on time?
We have about a minute, so we have time for a question if somebody has a question.
Does anybody have a question?
Just got to say that this book is a must-read for every person in the group.
Oh, thank you, Ann.
There's a testimonial. Go ahead, Teresa.
So Keith, one of the things that you said was that you work with marketers within a particular business, right? Like, so Fairfield County Bank, they have a marketing department. They have, a marketing director. You would work with her. Like, I would introduce you to her. and you would work with her? Is that how that works? Like, I'm trying to figure out how to make an introduction, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with senior management and marketing to get a game plan that's going to make sense. And, you know, oftentimes when people don't know what the ROI is going to be, they have internal resources. You know, they don't have a program to put a content out. And the two biggest problems companies have is a strategy that everyone buys into, and then getting content produced on a regular basis. So we solve both those problems working with your marketing department and the senior management to put a plan in place that everybody's on the same page with.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.